You know what's bull?
Vampires. Don't get me wrong, vampires were an awesome concept, an unholy creature of the night that's dead but remains alive by feeding on the blood of the living. With an unstoppable, immortal villain like that, they need to have a weakness, an Achilles heel if you will. But with all the stories over the generations, there's been too many ways to kill a vampire, or keep them from killing you. Of course, there's the classic wooden stake. You drive it through their heart, they die. Then there's silver. I guess the werewolf curse rubbed off. Silver's not as common with the vampire myth, but supposedly it still does the job. Whether a silver bullet or anything made of silver. So if you can stab them with something silver and something made of wood, then it could probably be made of anything. I don't know, has anyone ever tested anything else? You can also kill a vampire by severing their head. Now, I don't know anybody that would survive if their head was cut off. I guess anything that would normally kill a person would also kill a vampire. In fact, in the Dracula novel, the famous Count is killed by knives. Fire, that's another one. If a vampire's trapped in a fire and burns to ashes, that's game over. Sunlight, that's classic. A vampire is as vulnerable as undeveloped film. Expose them to sunlight, they're useless. Then there's all the religious things. For example, a vampire's scared away if you show them a crucifix, or anything that's shaped like a cross, so it can even happen by accident. Holy water. Just because water's been blessed by a priest, they can't touch it. It burns them. By the way, who cares about holy water when you can also kill them with regular, plain water? That's right, running water to be exact. So if they fall in a river or try to take a shower or something, they're done for. A Bible, they can't touch that either. The hawthorn tree can also hurt a vampire because of its connection with the crown of thorns on Jesus Christ. So that's the religious stuff. Of course a vampire is an unholy being, so he's fended off by holy things. That makes sense at least. But where did the whole garlic thing come from? If you put garlic around your house, consider yourself safe. Vampires won't go near it. I don't like asparagus, but you put asparagus in the room, I'm not gonna run away. Wolfbane. Another thing that should be reserved for the werewolf. That's what wolfbane means. It's a werewolf repellent. But no, it keeps vampires away too. Mirrors, they don't cast a reflection. That's fine if you want to recognize them, but sometimes they hate mirrors so much, it's another way to keep them out. Rice or seeds, this one is just stupid. Supposedly, if you spread rice or seeds around, they'll have to stop and count them all. So every vampire's like the Count from Sesame Street? How dysfunctional can any terror of the night be to have to count things? Also, they have to sleep in their own native soil. That comes from the myth about them having to return to their own grave at night. So they can't travel far unless they have their coffin with them, filled with dirt. That's great. Want to load up your house with garlic, crucifixes, and wolfbane to keep out vampires? Not necessary. Just don't invite them in. That's right, a vampire can't enter your home unless you invite them! Is this supposed to be a blood-sucking horror or a sucking? If vampires were real, I wouldn't even be scared. I'd feel sorry for them. They can't go out in the day, they have to drink blood, they're killed by water and sunlight, two things that are as common could be, and they have to sleep in a coffin filled with dirt. Might as well be filled with bull.
You know what's bull?
Sleep. I hate it. I could get so much more done if I didn't have to shut my eyes and go unconscious every now and then. Everybody has a different sleeping schedule. There's the early birds who represent the majority of our society who function naturally during the day, and there's the night owls who function naturally during the night. We need both these kind of people to make the world work, but the part that triggers my bullshit alert is that the early birds often feel the need to look down upon night owls. Oh, you wake up at noon, as if they're superior just because they like to wake up at the crack of dawn. What is this stigma against night owls? Even Ben Franklin said, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. What an It's as if when the early birds see somebody asleep, they interpret it as laziness, without realizing night owls are working while they're asleep. Once the phone stops ringing and things become quiet, night owls can focus on being productive and get a lot done, especially artists who have to be creative. You can't always summon spontaneous imagination, sometimes it only comes natural in the late night hours. If you're not a morning person, chances are you found out during school when you're forced to wake up early no matter who you are. School starts so early, all those years of my alarm clock waking me out of a deep REM sleep, I never got used to it. When you grow up, only then do you get to choose your own destiny. In college, everybody stays up late. I didn't know anybody in college who liked getting up early. Is it a generational thing? Maybe, and that's possibly the reason older generations like to make fun of night owls, because the elderly are never thought of as being energetic or lively, so when they see young people sleeping, that's their chance to get back at them. I've tried to get to the core meaning of why early birds make fun of night owls, and I think it has something to do with the awareness that somebody else is sleeping. The shut eyes and lack of consciousness has some connection with the appearance of death, and that makes people feel awkward, so they balance it out by making fun of the situation. That's why people sometimes play pranks on their sleeping friends, drawing on their faces, the old shaving cream in the hand, stuff like that. So I guess it boils down to the fear of death, the eternal sleep. But for now, we'll die in short intervals. We can't escape sleep. It's the inevitable bull.
You know what's bull? Microwaves. Why do they beep all the time? Every time I push a button, beep beep. What's the point? Just to let me know I'm hitting the buttons? I can see on the digital screen what I'm pressing. I don't need a loud, obnoxious beep to let me know.
I know this may seem like a minor complaint, but it's really starting to get on my nerves. My whole life, every microwave I've ever owned goes beep beep, beep beep. Microwaves are the noisiest kitchen appliance I own, besides a blender, and a blender has every reason to be loud. I'm not trying to wake anybody up. You know what I'm talking about. You might be living with roommates, it might be your parents. Whoever's in the house is going to hear beep beep, beep beep. I just want a little something to eat. I don't want the whole house to know what I'm doing.
And then, when the timer's done, what does it do? Beep beep, just to let you know the food's done. As if I didn't remember, 2 minutes ago, I put food in the microwave.
Maybe that'll be helpful when I'm 98 years old and I can't even remember if I took a that day. They should start selling beeping microwaves as an option. They could call them microwaves for old.
Why does it have to beep? Obviously, I'm just standing there waiting. It's 3 in the morning. I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes I wait till the timer gets to 1 second and I hit cancel just so I don't have to hear that. But you eventually have to reset the timer anyway, which makes it beep some more. Even if you look at it funny, it beeps. I give it the finger, it beeps, as if it's always cursing at me. And don't go anywhere. Don't set the timer for 2 minutes and think you can go do something else, because if you're not back in 2 minutes, it'll beep. 10 seconds later, it'll beep again. And again, just to remind you. And does it matter anyway? Does my food become warm at exactly 2 minutes? I don't know. It's mashed potatoes. I guess maybe 2 minutes, 30 seconds? It's just a guessing game. Who knows the exact time? Unless you're a microwaveologist.
If you are, maybe you can explain. What the is a microwave anyway, and should I get a regular size wave? You tell me. It's a box that makes stuff hot. How does that happen? Why does it make the food warm, but if I leave a metal fork in there, there's sparks and flames? What kind of sorcery is this thing? Takes 3 minutes to heat up a bowl of soup, but sets the foil wrap on my meatball sub in flames in a matter of seconds? Somebody invented it. It's called a microwave oven, and it's bull.
You know what's bull?
Snow. Yeah, everybody knows it. What more could be said? But the topic is bull, and this is one of the bull of all. The only month I find snow welcome is in December, only if it comes down in moderation. You want that unreasonable balance where it's just enough to give you that holiday spirit, but not enough to affect your family travels. It's like asking for a slight hint of apocalypse, and the chance of it actually snowing on Christmas or whenever exactly it is you want it to happen is less than 10%. Unless you live inside of a movie, then it's 100. You want to see just enough snow to bring back all those childhood memories of school being canceled, having snowball fights, sledding, making snowmen. But now it's all about shoveling driveways, rescheduling appointments, and in the worst scenarios, trying not to get killed. When January comes, you're thinking, okay, snow, we get it. You made your point. You too. Then February, it's so bad it's not even worth complaining about. You're thinking, this is the worst of it. Just hang in there. It'll be over soon. And then March comes and it's like, oh, come on, enough already. St. Patrick's Day is supposed to be a green holiday, but it's always blanketed in white snow. When I was a kid, I remember playing outside, looking for four-leaf clovers. But recently, I don't think I've ever even seen a living clover on St. Patrick's Day. You'd have a better chance seeing a leprechaun. So maybe by Easter, it might be over? And then half the summer is spent trying to catch up on all the things you were trying to do that got postponed. And the summer heat is the only thing that rivals the snow. But as much as I hate wiping sweat from my forehead every 10 seconds to keep it from dripping into my eyes and swatting flies that keep landing in my ears, still, no matter how bad the summer gets, you can at least get in your car and drive to a grocery store. But in snow like this, you can't leave the house. Shut down your life, make no plans, just hibernate till it's all over. And next year, get ready to deal with it again and again and again. You might ask, if you hate snow so much, why do you choose to live in an area that gets snow? To that, I answer, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is, it's bull.